Jesus continues speaking, and the tone of his words shifts as he moves closer to the places people usually manage carefully, the spaces where restraint, calculation, and self-protection feel necessary. He speaks about truthfulness that does not rely on elaborate promises, about resisting the instinct to strike back, about generosity that refuses to keep score. And then he says something that would not have landed quickly. Love your enemies. Pray for those who oppose you. This is not language meant to help people manage difficult relationships. It's an invitation into a way of living that does not depend on control, leverage, or emotional armor. Jesus, it describes a life shaped by the Father's generosity, a love that is not reduced by rejection or threatened by unfairness. He points toward a completeness that comes from reflecting God's nature rather than guarding oneself against loss. These words would have lingered. They would have unsettled the quiet strategies people use to stay safe, exposing how much effort goes into protecting what feels fragile. And somewhere in the listening, a deeper question would begin to surface. What kind of life is this? And what would it require to live it? Reflection. There is a kind of pressure that settles in quietly when life begins to feel like it must be carefully maintained. Not frantic, not dramatic, just the ongoing sense that things hold together because you are paying attention, staying disciplined, keeping your reactions measured, and choosing the right response at the right time. It can look responsible, even faithful. But over time, it becomes exhausting to live as though peace depends on vigilance and love depends on how well you manage yourself in difficult moments. Jesus' words here don't offer a strategy for better behavior. They open space for a different posture entirely. One where you are no longer bracing against what might be taken from you, misunderstood, or withheld. Loving beyond limits begins to loosen something inside, not because the world suddenly becomes fair, but because you are no longer living from the fear that what sustains you could disappear if you stop guarding it. There is a relief that comes when you realize you don't have to keep proving your steadiness, your goodness, or your worth, when generosity doesn't feel like depletion and rest doesn't feel like risk. Holy Spirit often meets us here, not to correct our effort, but to replace the constant undercurrent of striving with something quieter and more stable. A sense that you are already held, already supplied, already enough. And from that place, love no longer feels costly in the same way. It becomes an overflow rather than a calculation.